Erling Haaland's late strike yesterday, but what a game it was at Stamford Bridge. Graham Potter, for once I must say, has disappointed me. For all of his tactical savviness, today the Blues did not turn up, and lucky it was a horror showing from Chelsea. Utterly disappointing, ultimately defensive. Looks as though he was playing ultra defensive all throughout the game.
I think that, like you said, very, very disappointed in Graham Potter. I thought they were going to respond and respond well after that, defeat to Brighton, but Chelsea did not show up from the blast of the whistle. Chelsea were nowhere in the game. Arsenal controlled the game from start to finish. Arsenal literally dictated the pace of the game from the very onset of play. I don't know what's wrong with Graham Potter. I feel that, yes, the other day I told you I gave him some lax and some laxity, and I tried to make excuses for him that, listen, this is not his team. This is not, he didn't sign most of the players. Practically none of the players were signed by him. It would take time to get used to it. But you cannot tell me that the players in this Chelsea team, you cannot at least fashion something out for them to play good football and at least to create something. Because if you watch the game, Chelsea were nowhere in the game. They didn't create anything in terms of big chances. They created no big chances. Every start on the day favored Arsenal. I was a bit puzzled by the way he set his team out. When Chelsea had the ball, he decided to go for a 4-2-3-1 with Aubameyang leading the lines, with Jorginho and Robin Loftus-Cheek sitting just, in front of the back four, with the likes of Kai Havertz, Raheem Sterling, and Mason Mount playing behind Aubameyang. But that front three behind Aubameyang were very poor. They created nothing. I wondered why he keeps benching, Matthew Kovacic, because he's about the only creative element on the day and in your team, because you are playing against an Arsenal side that have guys who know how to control the ball in the middle, in Thomas Partey and Granit Xhaka. So why would you keep that guy who can control the ball, at least create something for you? So there's a lot of things wrong with this Chelsea team. Enough of the excuses that he did not sign any of the players. I don't know what you think, but from where I stand and I know watching the game, I feel that Chelsea offered nothing.
Well, I couldn't agree any less. If you look at Chelsea, they literally invited Arsenal to come onto them.
Exactly.
They sat home, sat comfortably, and in our preview, I mentioned that if you check the trend in this particular fixture, the away side has gone on to do better, and the trend continues. Arsenal have won 3 on the trot at the Bridge, and in the 7th exchange, Arsenal have won more. And it only goes on to tell you that the away sides tend to enjoy much more because of the fact that they are playing without pressure. They are playing at an ultra different venue where the crowd is not as raucous as their own home ground. And the numbers tell the story. Arsenal had an XG of 2.1 prior to the start of the game, but they got a goal here. But if you look at Chelsea, they had 0.3 and they got 0.
Clearly, even whilst the game wore on, you could clearly tell that it would take luck, or it would take something, some huge mistake from Arsenal to get, because they created nothing. If you look at the numbers, big chances created, Chelsea 0, big chances missed, Chelsea 0, Arsenal 3 and 2. Everything, possession favored Arsenal, corners favored Arsenal, shots favored Arsenal, shots on target favored Arsenal, shot inside the box. Arsenal had 10, whilst Chelsea had just 4. Everything on the day favored Arsenal. So Chelsea were a bit defensive for a team that, is coming from a very poor defeat against Brighton. I thought they would at least make this game something bit of a competitive game, but I'm a bit disappointed. Maybe we've spoken a lot about Chelsea. We can switch to the guys who are literally the sheriffs in the town now. That's Arsenal.
Call them Cloud9 boys, and definitely you'll be right. Top of the table. And if you check the last 2 game weeks, they've had to do it because City went ahead and they've had to climb back. We spoke at length about Arsenal's mental fortitude. And for once, I'm very much convinced that Arsenal are really the real deal in this particular season. And Mikel needs a lot of plaudits. He needs a lot of credit. We've berated him for far too long about the fact that this Arsenal team has got enough quality, but Mikel is stifling them. But you look at this season, William Saliba, pure talent. You look at his composure in all of the game today. excellent defender. He's been that final piece of the jigsaw in that defense. Ben White, having moved from the center to the right, looks a man reborn. He's found his new love in that right back position, and he's ultimately a candidate to go for the World Cup should he keep up this performance.
Especially when Reece James is out.
Yeah. So you look at Arsenal, and it only tells you one thing: they are in for the haul. You look at all the big games they played. They are yet to play Manchester City though, but against Arsenal they stepped up. Against Tottenham, they stepped up to the occasion and won it. Against Chelsea, they've stepped up. Against Manchester United, they even gave them a run for their money till that ultimate collapse. And beyond reasonable doubt, I think Arsenal this season are more than qualified to be termed as title challengers. And yeah, we're shooting live at the Takrady Mall today. I've got a few fans who watched the game and we want to take their thoughts as well.
We have an Arsenal fan here. I don't know what he thinks. Maybe he still believes that Arsenal would win the league because it's great. Maybe after he speaks, we'll put down the numbers and clearly those who doubt Arsenal win the league should think again.
Sure.
Your thoughts on today's game?
Okay, it was really nice. We couldn't play how I was thinking we'd be playing, but then we had the 3 points, so I'm okay. Whether we are not playing well or we are playing well, as long as we are having the 3 points, we are good to go.
Will Arsenal win the title this season?
Sure, for sure, we are winning it. We are winning it.
So, Dave, he says Arsenal is winning. The last time after 13 games, a team racked up, 30 plus points was Manchester City. 2017-2018 season, they had 34 points. They finished with 100 points. They won the league. Now, Liverpool 2019-2020, 34 points, finished 99 points. They won the league. City 18-19, 32, 98 points. They won. United 06-07, 31, finished with 89 points. They won. Clearly, out of the 10 teams that have finished, more than 30 plus points, 8 of them have gone on to win the league. So the numbers are in favor of Arsenal. For those who feel that Arsenal are just, land guards, Charlie, Arsenal are the real deal. I don't know, are there more Arsenal fans around? Or
Yeah, sure, they are around. They are there. We are there, sure. But this season we are winning. We are winning. So watch out for Arsenal. We are winning the trophy this season, sure.
Well, we've got a few more fans who would want to share their thoughts with us. It looks like Arsenal fans are here, but
he is a Barca fan.
He's a Barca fan.
Barcelona and Arsenal have a
they call them Arsenal is the Barcelona next. So let me take his thought on.
Okay, good afternoon, boss. Yeah.
You look at Barcelona this season and the sort of performances you guys are putting in. Are you going to give Madrid a challenge for the title this season?
You already know. We have already lost only one match and drew one. We have kept 11 clean sheets. We could see that this season we are playing different level. The only disadvantage is that in Europe we are not performing well. But I believe with the experience that is gathering, next season we'll do well. More especially, the veterans are gradually going. Piqué and Busquets and Johnny Alba, once we say goodbye to them, the energetic and useful players will come and bring up the team very well.
People say Lewandowski catches the small boys and he does them.
No, it's not true.
But disappears in the big games.
It's not true. It's not true. But playing against a team you've played for a long time will not be easy. It's like Messi coming with PSG to play Barcelona. By all means, it will not be easy for him. If you check look at the goal he scored against Valencia. Valencia, Bilbao, they are not small teams in La Liga. It's just the goal scoring prowess that he has. So don't worry, next season he will do well.
Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts as well. But yeah, here we are live at the Takrady Mall post-game reaction, and that was a Barca fan who wanted to chip in a few words. But just before we round up, you mentioned the numbers about teams having won. The only exception has got to be Newcastle in the 1996-1997 season, the Kevin Keegan season, where even though Newcastle had 30 plus points, they still lost it dramatically to Manchester United to win. Do we see any drama ensuing?
No, if Arsenal lose the league, it's not because they bottled it. It's because there is a better team in Manchester City. Listen, despite the fact that Arsenal are on top of the league, I feel that collectively Manchester City are a better team, are a better side. I always say that there's a little, threshold from being a good team to a great team, and that's where Arsenal are now. Arsenal are at that threshold. They've crossed the threshold of being a good team. Now they are a great team because we spoke about their mental fortitude. Arsenal have crossed that barrier right now. It's clear the quality of players, bringing in Zinchenko, bringing in Gabriel Jesus, and the Martin Odegaard. He's been brilliant since he came to Arsenal. These are the various elements that move you from being a very good team to a great team. Great teams win championships, and I think that Arsenal have crossed that threshold, and they're a great team now. If they did not win the league, it's because there's a more seasoned, greater team in Manchester City, who I still think that they will go ahead to win the league. But listen, whatever happens this season, Arsenal have proven that they are here to stay, and maybe on another platform we'll talk about the work that Edu and Arteta are doing behind the scenes, where after Sanlehi left, the two of them sat down, drew out a structure, drew out a project. So what we are seeing now is not something that is out of the blue, it's out of a well-planned systemic project that when all these guys, Ivan Gazidis and all Sanlehi and all these guys left the club, Edu, who is the sporting director, let's not forget, he's a very well-seasoned campaigner. He worked with Corinthians in Brazil. He worked with the Brazilian national team as well before coming to Arsenal. So he knows what he's doing, and he being the sporting director as Arsenal, he's putting together a lot of structures that is helping the club. And one thing I read, and one thing that is evident, is their playing style. It was something he sat down with Arteta. They drew out the players that they needed to fit that playing style. So they're going out for Zinchenko, they're going out for Gabriel Jesus was not because Manchester City were letting them go. They identified the players that they feel could suit the system. And let me break the news here. If Arsenal make it to the Champions League, which they will do, Arsenal will make signings that will blow the minds of people. The kind of players that are just waiting to sign for Arsenal. They just want them to go enter the Champions League, and it will blow people's minds away because of the project that Edu and Arteta have put together. There's a reason why when everybody was talking about the sacking of Arteta, they did not sack Arteta, because they knew that we had a project together, had a structure, and that's the evidence of it's evident for everybody to see. So for me, maybe people watch the game, but for those of us who are more keen in details, we are seeing the numbers, and it's clear. Let me run by you an outrageous stat before we check out, and I'm sure the Arsenal fans will love it. Listen, everything about this Arsenal side has improved. Now, goals per game as of last season has improved from 1.6 to 2.5. Goals allowed per game has gone down from 1.2 to 0 points now, meaning they are conceding less, they are scoring more. Shots per game has gone up from 15.7 to 16.2. Their shots allowed per game by opponent has gone down from 11.1 to 8.2. Every single good thing about football, Arsenal are doing and doing well. So obviously they are improving. So guys, I think that for the Arsenal fans, you need to be happy. And there's a Manchester United fan here. His club is losing 2-0. So I don't know what he has to say, but
But yeah, like you put it, United are down currently by 2-0 at Villa. It's Unai Emery's first game, and he seems to be enjoying a lot of results when he comes up against United. Remember, he won the Europa League against United. But Chairman, United game their question.
Oh, United game the point there, but still more hope. Say players no. 2-0 more hope. 2-0. You lose for a draw, so more hope.
We hope you will find way.
I'm hoping they say team nature and still more hope say United bit my bounce back.
why never she?
Oh, sending their players now bit my share. Players now we say minimum the overshare them team predict we are overshare but we are bit my share go ni.
By the end of the game, now what?
By the end of the game, first half 2-1, second half 2-2. To me, the game there is draw match. The game is draw match.
Okay, so what this United fan is saying is that though they are down by 2-0, listen, he still believes that they will claw back. He feels that it's going to end up in a draw. Whether the Aston Villa score 3, United will equalize. Whether they maintain the 2 goals, they are going to equalize. He feels that any of the attacking trio can score. It could be Ronaldo, it could be Garnacho, it could be Rashford. But United are down. Listen, United fans, it's not going well. Unai Emery knows how to beat Manchester United. But let's see what happens. There's another United fan here. They are down by 2-0. I don't know what he thinks. He's scared. Even I mentioned 2-0. He's surprised. In first 10 minutes, United are down by 2-0. I don't know what he thinks of the game. Yeah, United are down by 2 goals.
Yeah, we are sure.
In less than 15 minutes.
Aston Villa have scored Manchester United too. And
How is it possible?
how is it possible? But this is Eric Ten Hag's team. Don't you have any belief you come back?
Manchester United, this team currently, I can assure you, by the end of 90 minutes, Ten Hag and his boys can do something. But immediately the lineup came up, I panicked because there are some 1 or 2 players in the Manchester United setup. If they are not included, the team begins to fumble. But I assure the team, and I have belief in the coach, that by the end of the 90 minutes, things might happen.
You do what you did to Bayern Munich in 99. You come back again.
Manchester United are full of surprises.
And so the surprise can be you lose again.
We did 16 comebacks last season. 16 comebacks with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer last season. With Ten Hag, it's extraordinary. So I know what my boys can do. I know what Manchester United can do.
After the game,
We've got to come back to him.
We'll look for him.
We'll have to look for him because. But I
I will
want.
say a different thing after the game.
Oh,
I will say a different thing after
because
the game.
United will win.
Oh,
Guys,
United, we were down by 1-0 on 88 minutes with Chelsea. We scored a goal on 93rd minute. I know what Manchester United can do. So let's wait to the end of the 90 minutes. It's not happening, don't worry.
So you heard from the Manchester United fans, and we are live at the Takoradi Mall. And guys watching us, shout outs to you. We're urging you to drop a like, drop your comments in the comment section, and it will be read here. This is Sports 101 post game. Like those of you watching, just drop us a like the videos, drop comments, send us your reactions, what you make of the Manchester United game, which is currently ongoing, what you make of Arsenal's victory over Chelsea, and what you giving the predictions as well. So guys, we'll be back again when the Manchester United game goes at half.
in any case, before we check out, listen, United are down by 2-0. But for me, I'm a bit surprised because we've seen how Aston Villa have been bad this season. And we've spoken about how players react when there's a change of manager, that, spike in energy, that spike in adrenaline and everything. Clearly, we are probably seeing an element of that with Aston Villa because in less than 15 minutes, they were up by 2-0 and they are really pinning Manchester United. And I'm a bit surprised for me because I feel that, listen, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's last 5 games, 6 games have been brilliant. Lisandro Martinez, the midfield, anchored by, Casemiro with, Marcus Rashford, Alejandro Garnacho, just doing on Thursday, brilliant. He played an excellent game. I feel that gradually with time, though this Manchester United team is not playing the typical, Ten Hag way, possessive and possessional based football. He's picking his moment and time. Yet still, I think that he's getting the team right. So for me, I'm a bit surprised. I don't know what you think about.
But when it comes to Manchester United, one thing that's been synonymous this season with them and defeat has got to be that when it rains, it pours. When they go down, they go down terribly. We saw that at Brentford. We saw that at Manchester City. It's taking just 11 minutes. They were down by 2. It could get worse and it could get messier. And that's an area where Eric Ten Hag will need to check out why his team, when they go down, they tend to go down heavily. Because it looks as though when the first strike comes through, the second, then the entire team lose their strength, they lose their ability to come back. Against Chelsea, you might want to make that as an exception where it was just 1. But hey, 1 goal, football has always told us when it's 1, it's a slim and it's anybody's game. But when it's 2, it's almost as good as dead. And From 2, you can go to 3, you can go to 4. We saw City, it went to 6. We saw Brentford, it went to 4. So this is a Manchester United team where when they are beaten, they are heavily beaten. And maybe Eric Ten Hag would have to watch that area. But football, in anything is possible. At this particular venue, last season, United took a 2-goal lead and Aston Villa clawed back. Last season, in both games, United took a lead and Villa clawed back. And so it tells you both sides know how to trade punches to each other. And so I wouldn't be surprised if the United fans are still hopeful that they can come back in this particular one. Given the sort of output they've given all throughout this season, it won't be far from them. But if Villa get a 3rd goal, I'd probably be smiling. I'd probably be smiling another 4.
All right, so before we check out, let me run by you some numbers as always, and maybe you can make your prediction, or do you think United can claw back into the game? But make sure you like, you subscribe, share with your friends. We are live here at the Takoradi Mall, and this is our first, live shoot. Expect a lot of them. Villa are ranked 15 in terms of goals scored per game, which is 0.8. They don't score a lot. They are ranked 12 in terms of shot on target, which is 4.2. Also very, very low. They do not shoot a lot on target. And United are ranked 11th in terms of goals scored per match, which is 1.4. At least United are averaging a goal per game in every match. They're unbeaten their last 4 away games, and they have not lost in their last 9 matches. Clearly, the stats, the numbers speak in favor of Manchester United. But this game, Aston Villa are literally picking United's pocket with ease. I do not know that it could probably be because of the absence of Varane and the new partnership with Lindelof and Lautaro Martinez. It's not something they are used to, so maybe they're a bit shaky. But hey, let's wait and see what happens. But we love you guys. This is Sports 101. Before we sign out, make sure you subscribe to Sports 101 as always. We expect to see your comments, and this is our live shoot from the Takoradi Mall. I'm here with David Afo.
And let's not forget, we'll be back again because there's a big one at 4:30.
Liverpool, Spurs, the big one.